Am I the asshole for not wanting my fiance's friend in our wedding party?
Ooh.
My 26 female fiance, 28 male, have been together for 4 years. He's been friends with Maya, female 30, for 6 years. They're fairly close, but she doesn't like me much. It's usually not an issue. Some people just don't mesh. We don't mesh. Edit to add, there's no heavy animosity. We can be near each other fine. We just don't talk when we are. We don't actively hate each other, just prefer not to hang out together. She isn't against us getting married and likely would say yes to being a bridesmaid to make him happy, but isn't pushing for it herself. We're recently engaged, and he'd like to have her be a bridesmaid. I don't. He wants her in a dress matching my bridesmaids on my side, participating in things we're doing. I said absolutely not. She doesn't even like me. I've seen wedding photos where one bridesmaid clearly doesn't want to be with the bride, and I don't want that. Plus, I really only want the women closest to me as bridesmaids. I suggested she wear a black dress to match the men's tuxes and be a groomsman. He said that will look dumb, and he doesn't want to do that because he's dead set against including her on his side with the men and their activities, and I'm dead set against having her with me and my bridesmaids. He said I've effectively said she can't be in the wedding. I argued he's just as much at fault for not budging as I am, but he said I'm the only one being unreasonable. Mind you, his only reason for not wanting her with his groomsmen is, quote, that's dumb, just let her be a bridesmaid. Am I the asshole for not budging and basically keeping her out of the wedding party, according to my fiance?
Okay, I actually haven't been a bridesmaid yet. I feel like all of my friends are just starting to like get engaged and stuff now and like having babies. So it's like, I feel like I'm at the forefront of a lot of this drama. So I can't personally attest to like having gone through this yet or like even like picking my own bridesmaids.
Yeah.
I totally agree that like the friend, also I'm like sketch, like I wonder if like they've done stuff, you know what I mean? It's like, have you hooked up in the past? Like, why doesn't she like you so much? Like, it seems like there's like a weird possessiveness over the guy from this Maya girl's side. And I'm like, okay, like what's happening here? Like this feels like sketchy.
Definitely.
I kind of feel like maybe the answer would be that for the photos, if it's so important for the guy, she wears the bridesmaid's dress and she's in the photos, but like she just, maybe there's a mutual understanding that like she doesn't participate in like the other shit, because like if they don't like each other, like why would they want to be forced to spend time together, especially when like the mutual friend, like the boyfriend, like isn't their fiance or whatever, isn't there.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, I think her even compromising and being like, have her wear a dress and stand on your side. Mm-hmm. Or like even offering that, like that makes the most sense. And it's like, if it's your friend and it's so important to you that you want her in our wedding, then she stands on your side. Like, I don't think, like maybe he just doesn't get, like asking someone to be your bridesmaid is almost like, for a lot of people at least, it's like a badge of honor. It's like, thanks, as like, thank you for being there for me, thank you for being my friend, I'd love to have you stand next to me on my special day.
Right, that makes sense.
So it's like you said, like they don't even like each other. They're gonna hang out with hair and makeup all morning and like this
and also like go on a bachelorette, do like the wedding dress shopping together. Like neither of them want each other. And also too, like the energy of like having to think about if that girl is, what was her name, Maya is like the friend. Like if you have to spend your day worrying about how Maya is gonna impact the dynamic of like your big fun activities of like bachelorette or like going dress shopping and stuff, like you don't want to have that like cloud following you around on your special days.
Yeah, no, it's just uncomfortable. Weddings, like we've said, are already so stressful as it is. And like to have someone who doesn't like you, who you've known for 4 years, like she's not going to wake up and be friendly. And like,
so true. Right.
It's just, it's going to make for an uncomfortable situation, uncomfortable wedding. I actually, like, I'm trying to find the picture as I like sit here and multitask. I'll find it for the YouTube eventually, but there was a wedding that Vogue did.
Okay.
And it was beautiful. And I don't know who it was in relation to the groom, like a sister maybe, but this girl wore like a super fitted, trendy, like tux.
Fun.
And it looked
like a bougie ass pantsuit.
It was amazing. It was just tailored so well, still like very like feminine, and like you could tell like she was kind of like a girlier girl, and it just looked so good. And so when I saw that, like I'm kind of in the boat with like my boyfriend has like a cousin who like they grew up kind of like siblings. They're super close, and he was like, well, he didn't even like. We were just talking about who would stand by us, and I think he's kind of nervous because like I have more friends, and he was just like, it's going to be hard to compete with like how many people you have.
Right, because he feels like it should be even on both sides of numbers, right? Yeah.
And I was like, well, you'll have Josie standing next to you. And he was like, you can do that? And I was like, yeah, like you can have her next to you. Like,
Why not?
why not?
I think it's actually kind of dated to think about how like guys have to all be on one side and girls have to be all on the other side. Like I think about now, like how many like gay guy best friends I have.
Yeah.
And like I'm not gonna make them go stand on the other side. Not that like Jeremy wouldn't be friends with like all these people as well too, because like a lot of our friends are like intertwined.
Yeah.
But like I just feel like people have girl and guy friends. Like, and so I don't think that you have to like separate them just for the sake of like what the aesthetic of like the old school photo has to be.
I know.
Like I think we can move on from that. It's time.
I think so too. My friend Rachel got married. Gosh, she's been married for a while now. And she had one of our guy friends stand next to her. He was like her man of honor.
Cute.
And it was adorable.
Yeah.
And so there's so many fun ways you can do it where it's just like it doesn't need to be old and archaic. And
Totally.
I mean, the fit, I will find this, and if I don't find it by the time you leave, I will literally send it to you. I have it pinned on my Pinterest board.
Of like how good the pantsuit was.
It's so good. Okay.
And also like there's usually like some kind of color scheme. You know what I mean? Like between guys wearing like the pocket scarf or the tie or even doing like a full out like jacket in that color. Like I don't know, I just think people are doing so much more fun stuff if they want to like really stick to that whole like separate and have specific numbers of people on both sides. Like I don't know, I just think it's like your wedding, if they're your photos, like whatever you want to do.
Well, I think he's being like his behavior is honestly concerning where he's almost like kind of flipping it on her.
Yeah, seems pretty stubborn.
It's so stubborn, like a little gaslighty, like almost where it's like, you're the one keeping her out of our wedding party because you won't have her on your side. It's like,
it's very like there's only one way to do this, and because you're not doing it my way, that means that like it's not gonna happen at all, and that makes it your fault.
yeah,
Is like the vibe that he's giving.
which makes zero sense in this. And it's like, at the end of the day, this is your friend.
Right. You figure it out. Where do you want your friend to be?
Where
If
do
you want your friend, like put her on your side.
Like, I'm
Easy,
responsible
done.
for my side, my people.
Yeah.
Those are my people I get to pick. You pick your side.
Right.
If she's that important to you where you want to honor her by having her in our wedding, then she goes on your side.
I feel like I do have friends that have like family politics though, where like sisters of their fiance that they don't really like, but then the sister they have to ask to be like in the
Yeah.
bridesmaid sides. Like, I don't know. I feel like it just gets so much. My boyfriend and I are both only children, which is like kind
wow.
I know. Seriously, like we're both from such small families. So I feel like we get to take a step outside of so much of like the family politic drama.
That is so, like, Justin, my boyfriend's an only child, and I literally, like, I think it's so, like, only children together. Like, do you want only one kid? Like,
Yeah.
if you yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I literally, like, I told him, I was like, we have to have at least two because, like, I feel like when you have another sibling, you kind of, like, get a little bit of a shared burden. So it's just so
Oh, I
interesting,
see.
like,
Yeah.
you two only children.
Does
that
Justin
then
only want one?
I think he's down for more than one.
Okay.
I said I've kind of said like I refuse to have just one.
Yeah. I will say that as an only child, I turned out okay.
Yeah, no, you're great.
Even though I did take the burden of everything, I understand. I definitely understand that
Yeah.
perspective. But like being an only child, like my parents are also like still together. Our family is like very tight.
That's super nice.
But yeah, I understand. I feel like because we both only know how to live a lifestyle of being the only kid, like as a parent, I feel like I would lead by example of like how I was raised. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so like I just like don't know how to manage even like dogs. Like I love just having like one dog.
one dog.
I think like one dog and one offspring sounds really good.
I'm glad you guys have it worked out. That's like honestly the ideal situation because then you both like know and it's like you don't have like you said siblings to deal with
Yeah.
or inviting your wedding. And now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, did my sister-in-law have me in her wedding just to
Right.
be nice? Amy. Top comment on this one. Not the asshole. It's his friend. She should be on his side. Maybe he's trying to force this on you to make you two get along. but that's such a bad idea that definitely won't work.
Right.
Don't budge.
Right.
And OP actually responds, that's what I was thinking, but I feel like it'd only make it so we go from not friendly to really hating each other.
Yeah, it's just going to get worse.
Weddings are not the day to make friends.
Literally, that is the worst possible day for you to be forced to be friendly.
The worst day.
The worst, like, you could not pick a worse day.
No. The next comment goes, I can't be the only one who sees fiance's flag on the play here. OP, I'd halt further wedding planning until you can get to the bottom of this. This would be a good hill for me to die on, but let us know what happens.
Oh, damn.
Which kind of brings me back to what you said, where like it's kind of fishy. Like, did they hook up before?
Right.
Because I have really, really good guy friends that like and maybe I'm just not close enough with them like these days to where I'd have them stand next to me, but I would never like force that on Justin and be like, you have to have my friend,
Yeah.
like Tanner, stand next to you.
Yeah.
Like, so why is he forcing it so much?
Right. Like for what?
Yeah. Well, and he took it so seriously that like,
Also, if he's been friends with Maya for 6 years and she's been around for 4 years, there's like a 2-year little situation there where it's like, did something happen?
well, I think like I see a lot of stuff recently where like guys are very telling on themselves sometimes. Like this one video I saw was this girl was like, my boyfriend was asked to spot a girl at the gym and he was okay with it. But then I asked him if I asked another guy to help spot me at the gym, would he be okay with
Right.
it? And he said no.
Right.
Or like the other example is like, are you okay with your girlfriend having male friends?
Yeah.
And he was like, no. And she was like, well, why not? And he said, because I know they just want to hook up with her.
Right. So it's like, okay, so when you swap, so everything's coming together.
Like you just told on yourself.
The math be mathin'.
Like, so you believe that guys can't just be friends with girls.
Right. If that's how he feels.
If that's how he feels. So it's kind of like this situation where like it is 2 years. That is a lot of time. And like, did you have feelings and then like they faded?
Right.
Or
like what happened?
did something happen but then you just realized it wasn't it? Like what? There's something more is
there's something
here.
fishy. There's something fishy for sure.
Something's fishy. But I would stand my ground.
I'm also surprised too that like if they've been dating for 4 years, that him and this girl, like it's one thing if they were childhood friends, they've been friends forever.
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, oh, they're such an important piece of like my entire childhood and like growing up and like we're still like we'll always have that bond. But it's like if you've only been friends for 2 extra years outside the relationship, like why are you still so close that it's so important that you're like willing to like die on this hill for her to be in the wedding party?
I'm getting bad vibes now that the more we
like dig into this,
Yeah.
there's something going on here.
I'm getting bad vibes.
Yeah.
Let me just peek if there's an update on this account. No, it's a throwaway account. No updates.
Damn.
But there are some comments from OP, just like it's just like very responsive, like responding, that's a great idea. I think people are offering her like a lot of other solutions. And someone was just like, you don't want her in your wedding, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I think you misunderstand me. That is what I want. I want her to be one of his people.
Right.
Which like, it's not fair. This whole thing, like it's not fair to ask your significant other to put one of your people on their side.
Right.
It has to come from what
I agree.
they want.
Totally agree.
But yeah, lots of comments. So I'll post the link for this one. But yeah, it's not good. I'm getting bad vibes.
Yeah, bad vibes for sure. There's red flags all over this.
Yeah. I'm kind of concerned. I'm going to have to message her too. I'm messaging so many of these people today.
Do they ever respond back and like tell you more?
Some people do.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
Some people do. But then a lot of people don't. It's so frustrating.
Right. And you want to like know the end of like how can you put such an intimate piece of like of your life onto the internet and not do a follow-up?
And not update us.
I know.
People want to know.
We're invested.
Ugh.